Alright guys. Did someone say toilet flushing? Alright, so how you guys? What was this Magyarango? Good lord. Okay, hi. You're from the UK. Hi Luis Figura. Justin, how are you? Davo, hi. Quicksilver, yes. Hi Kura. I'm good. Justin, okay, first question of the night. Is a Floyd Rose worth having? Yes, if you're looking for something to satisfy your 80s itch by doing a whole lot of dive bombing or even those, wanging up, the Floyd Rose is very dependable because it doesn't go out of tune. The only downside is the maintenance of it. Every time strings do stretch, okay, so no matter how you stretch your strings and stuff like that, and then you lock it down with your nut, and fine-tuning it on the fine-tuners at the bridge, after a while as you play, the strings do get stretched. Then you're gonna have to break out the Allen key again and unlock the nut and then kind of tune again and then kind of reset everything and then lock it in again. So all this for me are like I don't know, because I'd rather be doing something else rather than kind of fooling around with the tuning again and again. So I'd rather have like a Vega Trem, for example, a dependable tremolo system that works and not having that locking nut. The only downside to the Floyd Rose is that locking nut. The fine tuners are fine, it's always good to have another fine tuner at the other end. But it's getting a bit chilly, so I'm gonna wear my jacket. So having that locking nut has always been a pain. I've used like Floyd Rose since I started playing the club, since we started in the 80s, because we were doing a whole lot of all those stuff that needed the tremolo system. Changing string has always been a pain. It's a chore. Tuning up is another thing. Keeping them tuned is not too bad because, like I said, the Floyd Rose is kind of dependable. But changing string is a pain. So nowadays, I don't even use a Floyd Rose anymore. I think I still do have one Floyd Rose equipped guitar, and that's my Richie Sambora Strat, Mexican Strat, and that's about it. Hey, hi Bear, how are you? What? Hungarian? What? Cura 46. I just got a Fender Strat with a Floyd Rose special. Should I replace it with an original? I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, if it's okay, then it's okay, Joe McCarthy. I worked on Floyd Rose equipped guitars. Don't like them. The one own one. It's just me. Don't blame you, Joe. Yeah, I mean, most of us who have experiences with the Floyd Rose will know that it is a pain. It does look good though, especially on guitars that suit the Floyd Rose. It look kind of badass, like there's some sort of military equipment. But I tell you what, it's fine when you're playing it. Okay, it's fine when everything is in tune and you're rocking out on stage and whatever. It's very dependable. But that again depends on what gauge of strings you're using. Because if you're using 09s and you're playing aggressively, you'll break string like I did many times. 010 is the way to go because you don't break strings so often. And because of the locking nut, it kind of like sometimes the strings will not. Most of the times the string will not break at the locking nut, but it will break on the other end where the fine tuners are. That's where the weak point is, I find. Yeah. Thai Fender, Thai Fan Drifter, Thai Fan Drifter. Hi, how are you? Where are you from, Thai? Cure 46 is a Patcaster, Mexican body, Korean neck. I like the neck. Just bought this on Reverb. Nice. Yeah. Sure, Justin. No worries. Hi, Scooter. Bear's here. You're your neighbor. Is there a certain way to tune the Floyd Rose? Buonasera, Peter. No, I mean it's just a normal way. You tune, not get your locking nut unlocked, and reset all your fine tuners at the end, so that it's kind of in the mid position where you can still adjust sharp or flat, and then tune as normal. Once you get it tuned, my suggestion is when you're getting it tuned, stretch the strings thoroughly. Like what you would normally do when you change strings. Stretch the strings thoroughly, and then tune again. And once you're satisfied, lock the nut, and then once you start locking the nut, the tuning will run really a little incremental, but you can always kind of adjust it on your fine tuners at the back, and then you're done. Yeah, I know. 010s, man. 010s. There was a period of time when I wanted to go to a 9.5. Try it, didn't like it. Yeah, I went back to 010s again. Yeah. I don't think I'll be changing anytime soon. Have you guys checked out the new video? The one with the Edwards Blue Strat? I just released it a couple hours ago. Maybe about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Yeah. I like that video a lot. Not because of anything. I like the backing track. I bought this backing track in iTunes, and this is done by Peter Orner. Peter Orner of Andertons. Yeah, so nice backing tracks on that album. I think there are like 10 songs, and I think this is number 6 for the Andertons guitar jamming tracks. Yeah, if you like great backing tracks, that's the one to go. It's available in iTunes, and I do believe that this arrangement was done by Peter Orner. Yeah, Orner. He's Dutch anyway. Yeah, so yeah, Peter does a good job in it. Yeah, I like the backing tracks a lot. Hi Chris, how are you? Guitar professionals, the original tram setup properly I found is good enough. Just my 2 cents. My favorite though Poplar is the Jazzmaster tram sound. 1036. Hi. From the south side of Chicago. Ooh. Quicksilver, how about doing it like David Gilmour? Hybrid approach. I think the B and G strings are from a 9 set. I don't know. It doesn't work for me because I'm so used to the 010s gauge, 10 to 46 if I'm not mistaken. I'm so used to that, and any slight deviation I could feel it. I'm so accustomed to how a 010 feels that I don't think I'll do well with a hybrid set. Yeah, I know, but yeah, that's just me. I'm really OCD about string gauges. Even my my acoustic guitars. If I strung them to a 11, I know how 11 feels like. 13s, right? If I strung my Martins to 13s, but the rest, like my Annier and my Taylor 510, are all strung to 12s. So I know how it feels, and I'm really comfortable with it. I'm really OCD about that, and I tend not to change brands too. Like if I'm really happy with a certain brand, then I'll just stick to it. For the longest time, I was using the what is this? This is Earthwound. Earthwound. I think it's from Ernie Balls. If I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I was using Earthwound for the longest time, and then it got too expensive for me, so I kind of switched to the Alderas, which work fine. The phosphorus bronze. My tongue is all tied up today. I don't know, probably because I'm tired. That was the one that I used for the longest time for my acoustic guitar. For my electric, I was using the normal D'Aldero set, and then my favorite back then was the Stay in Tune strings, way back in the 80s. They got too expensive too, so I kind of switched to Ernie Balls and then to D'Alderos for the longest time. I stuck with D'Alderos for the longest time, and then for a period I went with the GHS Boomers. They're fine. They're great strings. And then I found out that Janet is actually carrying Stay in Tune, so I got Stay in Tunes from them, and I'm happy. I'm happy as a lark. Stay in Tune is really great. Yeah, I like the feel of it. I don't know what they do to the strings. I mean, strings are strings, right? They just nickel. I guess they're made of nickel. But I don't know. There's some certain things going on with the Stay in Tune string. It just feels so comfortable for me. You know. I can't see my words anyway. So what? Let's move the mic out of the way a bit. You're thinking of going 11s. Wow. I would go to 11 if I'm playing a whole lot of slide on that guitar. Yeah. Chris, do you ever come to the United States? I did. I do go to the States to do shows in Vegas, Atlantic City, Mohegan Suns. That is in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Couple of places. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You're in New York. Thank you, Kira. I love New York City. I mean, for the brief period of time that I was in New York City, I love it. I just love the whole vibe. I remember I went there and I caught Miss Saigon. In yeah, me and my brother Eric, we stayed there for a couple of days. And there was one night where I couldn't sleep, and from my hotel room, it was a posh hotel room, by the way, a real nice, kind of like RT40 kind of a hotel, really nice. But I could hear the sirens out there, just like in the movies. Sirens are ringing, our car horns at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and I couldn't sleep, so I went down to have a bite to eat, and I saw a sort of a coffee shop or eatery just below, and I just went there to have a cup of coffee and maybe bread, or I don't know, sunny side up. I was having breakfast basically. I was watching the world go round, outside, and dude, I mean, it's like 4 a.m., around 4 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m., and it's like crowded as usual. Like, there's nothing changed. I mean, people ought to be sleeping, right? But no, it was the street was full of people. It's so amazing. All right, okay, Justin, I'll hold you to it if I do ever go up. Yeah, I'll let you guys know whenever I go up. If there's a opportunity for me to go up and do a show, I'll let you guys know. Joe McCarthy, yeah, that's right. I like the backing track. It's so nice, There's just so much thing going in that backing track. It just makes me want to dance. Really nice backing track. Yeah, my kudos to Peter. He did a fine job on that. Quicksilver, no preference between guitar scales though. Tens for everything. LPs, no, everything is tens. Yeah, I mean the 0 tens feel very different on the PRS is like the 25-inch and the 245. You know, but I know it's a 010 because of the thickness of it, so I'm comfortable with it. But I just find it bending them are really easier than on the Strat. On the Strat and on the Teddy, you have a little bit of a fight back, right? And I'm used to that fight back. I'm so used to it, so it's not much of a problem for me. Right. Yeah, Boomer's on top of the Lord. Yes, you're right. Chuck Rager, sorry. Guitar strings are a lot like underwear. Once you find a set that feels good, we can't stay there. True. Joe McCarthy at Scooter love Telecaster. I prefer the fatter neck standard C or thicker. Yeah, nice. Chris, if you manage the Seattle area, I have a ton of guitars you could review. That sounded really funny to me. That means I have to stay there for a couple of weeks just to review your guitars. I have to bring all my equipment there, so. Kura, hey John, do you do online lessons? I'm more of a pentatonic scales guy, but I would like to improve on my soloing. Yes, I do. I do hold online lessons. I teach mostly on Sundays. Hit me up, and you can hit me up in Instagram if you have Instagram. You can always private message me there and see what you can do. Yeah, it's about timing. How to get the right timing for you and for me. And if we work this out, it'll be great. Yeah. Do I like those Korean Strat Fender necks at all? I haven't tried any of the Korean. Well, actually, I did, didn't I? I think no, not the Strat models. Most of the Korean guitars that I've tried are either like the semi-solid or the Gibson kind of guitars. Yeah, but I have no problem with the Korean guitars at all. Like the Coronas have like almost like an Ibanez kind of neck. They're fine. They play fine. Yeah. Who's this? 1Pro1234. Hi, Joseph. Do you think you will ever stop collecting guitars? I don't collect guitars. No. I'm far too. I'm not so. How should we call it? So rich as to collect guitars. I don't really collect guitars. I guess most of the guitars that you find in my place are guitars that I would use one time or another for my work. There are a few, about 3 redundant guitars that I'm trying to sell. But most of the guitars in my house, in where I stay, they are all guitars that I would pick up occasionally to for my session work or for stuff like that. I have like a mandolin, I have 2 mandolins, I think. I have 2 mandolins, I have a 12-string, I have like 3 acoustic guitars, 4 acoustic guitars. But they're all like very different. Like I would use the Taylor 510 and the Martin mostly for recordings. Sometimes I'll break out the N-ear T10 because I kind of like the OM sound. But the T10 is mainly for live performance. And I have the Taylor, GS Mini, which I stopped using because I used to use it for live because it was easy. But I found that the sound was a bit lacking, especially when you're doing strumming. So I use that guitar for like special occasions. That's about it. And my 12-string is mainly for recording. And the rest of the electric guitars, like all these guitars here, they all have their own distinct sound. So like I was just doing a couple of sessions recently, and I wanted to use different guitars for different parts. So if I really wanted a Tele kind of a muted sound, I would use a Stratocaster muted kind of sound. Then I'll either use my original 50s Stratocaster or the Dick Johnston, which will do the work fine. If I wanted to be a little bit thicker, like a Strat, like a second or fourth position. If I wanted to be a little bit thicker, I would either use the Nick Johnston because I had the humbucker at the back, or my Luke with the EMGs. And the Luke will be a bit more thicker than the Nick Johnston. So I would probably gravitate to the Nick Johnson first before I even consider using the Luke. But if I wanted to be like a really traditional kind of thinny kind of sound, strat sound, then I would use the traditional 50 strat. Now for the rest, like for example, if I were to use like a grounder, like distortion chords and stuff like that, crunch work, I would probably use my, what's the other one? The other Schecter, the Jack Fowler. That's a great guitar for like grunge, for crunch. And even for solo, sometimes I would just stay on that guitar. And recently, with the recent procurement of the sort of PRS guitars, I've used them. Kind of used them because I want to kind of like make them pay back what they do. So I've done 2 sessions with each song, one with the Custom 22 and the other one with the the 594, the McCarthy 594. So yeah, they kind of earn back what I paid for them in a way. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, the rest of the guitars, like the semi-solid, the Tokai semi-solid, they had their own use. Yeah. No problem, Kira. Avid Shirker. I recently found out about you and I want to say you are the reddest around. Thank you. Where you from, Avid? A Thai fan drifter. What do you think about Ibanez? What? RGs? Yeah, I own a lot of high-end guitars and love them, but last Friday, the last Black Friday, I found an RG for 220 pounds. 222 pounds, and it's amazing. Is that euros or pounds? I get mistaken most of the time. Sound great, play so nicely. Yeah, the RG guitars are nice. Although I haven't played on one. I've heard about them. I went to the shop, kind of felt them a bit, but never have an opportunity to try out, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, I do. I mean, I've owned Ibanez guitars before, and I love them. Scooter, no. I have a traditional 50 Strat, not an original. It's a Japanese Fender. Yeah, love it. No, I don't have an original 50 Strat. Thai Fender, maybe. You make a review. There are 3 new models that we. It's not so easy as that. I have to procure them first. Sometimes, especially Ibanez, well, okay. I'm going to repeat this again. In Singapore, the brands that are carried by this shop called Sweetie are they're a bit like tight about it. They're not like Davis or City Music where they kind of like. Work with content creators like us. Sweetie doesn't have that. But they carry a lot of big brands like Fender, Ibanez, Boss. The Katara amps that you guys have been asking for is under them. Taylor Guitars. They recently lost Gibson, so Gibson is no longer with them. So these are the main brands. Sterling, even Music Man, I think is under them right now. So the Music Man, Ernie Ball in Music Man is under them. So I have no access to the guitars that they have because they don't work with content creator. Well, not with me anyway. So it's hard for me to get my hands on these guitars that you guys wanted. So too bad. I'm sorry. So what I'm left with is with options with Davis Guitar, which I want to thank them so much because they allow me to like test out all the guitars that they have that they carry. And City Music carries G&L and Martin guitars. Davis guitars carry PRS, ESP, Rage, including the Schecters and all, Takaminis, Hitway, and Year. So I have quite a lot of brands to kind of like fool around that, plus the pedals, including the pedals that they carry. Yeah, that's about it because these are the 3 major musical stores in Singapore. So Sweetie is the biggest, but they tend to be a little bit, they kind of keep to themselves more. So it's hard for me to work with them. Well, I did for a while because I was working with BandLab which is part of Sweetie. But again, they don't have much access, and they only have limited products that were able to be released to content creators. You know what I mean? So like Ibanez do not send like samples for content creators. Ibanez do not do that. So does Gibson, so does Fender. They don't do that. Even Music Man doesn't do that. So I'm left with like brands like Heritage, Sound of Fender. Yeah, Sound of Fender models, they do have samples for content creators. I think Fender is the only one that has that. Taylor too, a couple of models, just a couple of models. And I used to work with Yamaha for a while, but then the guy that was in charge of the kind of marketing left. So yeah, so the connection is broken there. So that's the way it is. Now, of course, I have Thomann, so I have the Harley Bentons from them, which is good. And then I have the Corona guitars from Korea. And that's about it, So the rest of the guitars that I really wanted to review, I mean, they're like, some that cannot be found here. Some that have not been sold here. Yeah. Oh, I bet you're from Arkansas. Wow, cool. So, what's your favorite earning ball? What do you mean, guitar or strings? Fan Archtop. Hi, how are you? Where you from? Chuck Riga, I love your review of the ESP Flying V this week. The custom finish was way over the top. Yeah, tell me about it. It's amazing that they make this out of wood, These Japanese producers, they're of another level. These guys are really top of the game. Abbott, keep on playing. You're amazing. Inspire me. I just got a Sun Valley shredder and a Casio DG20. You're my hero, nerd. Keep at it, Abbott. Yeah. My Logify, hi. Music Man, John Pattucci, and Steve Vai PR is so expensive. 3,500 euros for PR and 5,500. Oh my god, yeah, they're expensive. Scooter, John, do I have a GNL Tally? Yes, I do. I have a Fullerton Deluxe Blues Boy. Yeah, so that would constitute as a Tally, I guess. Humbucker in the neck and a what's that? They're the GNL pickups. What they call? Oh man, yeah. I mean that GNL pickups. So it's meant for a Tally. So I have that. One of my favorite guitars. For the life of me, I can't remember what is it called. I know there's a Z car. That's not a Z car. What is that? GNL pickups. There's a name for the GNL pickups. Tide and Drifter. No. Okay. Okay. No problem. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Chris, I'm sorry, only ball guitars. I've been looking at a Luke 3. Yeah, go for it. I love the Luke. I had a Luke 1, I had a Luke 2. I couldn't afford a Luke 3 anymore, so. Hi, Esther. Good morning. Good morning, Esther. Any new guitars? Bear, I'm so tempted to get the orange M when I see an orange M. Go get it. That's a great M. What's a great M? The one that I just reviewed, the Bogner, Ecstasy Mini, great M. But if you are looking for a good M hit that does distortion and overdrive and crunch, yeah, that's the one to go. But if you're looking for a clean sound, Oh, they do. Well, okay, it's about that number now. So I'm going to show you something. Was that nice or is that nice? This is a Momose Telecaster. So beautiful. I think Jeanette has this for the longest time and she forgot about it. She bid for some of these guitars every time the Japanese Luther comes up with exhibition models and stuff like that. So she bids for them. The other one that she bid for was the other Momose, which I reviewed like last year. Yeah, and someone bought that. So this is another one. This is from the Divisor Group. 30th anniversary. Made in Japan guitar with lock-in tuners. So these are lock-in tuners. These are what? Let me take a look at this. This is like Goto, I think Goto. Yeah, Goto lock-in tuners. I don't know about these pickups. All right, all gold hardware. Beautiful. Would you buy one? Would you like, you know, get one? See how it sounds like. Hi, Caesar. Holy Toledo. See how it sounds like. I have not tried this yet. Oh, it's not in tune. Gotta tune it up. Mojo pickups? Imagine this has fried roast. You know what is this? It's my hand massager. Talk to you later about this, if you guys are interested. Mojo Tone. Thank you, Esther. ¿Cuánta cuesta? No idea. I think it's about what, 5,000 Singapore dollars, or maybe more. Could be wrong. Thank you, Bear. Mighty kind of you. Hi, Alex. Who's afraid? What? I just ordered a custom tally from an Arizona builder for next Christmas. For next Christmas. See the middle pickup? I mean, the middle position. Nice. I don't want to scratch the pick guard. The pick guard is so nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's be less aggressive on this guitar. Slim C, very, very comfortable. No finish, satin. Neck is really fast. Nice guitar. I'm gonna have fun reviewing this. How much is it again? Okay, let me just check. Let's see what the specs is all about. Wait, actually Jeanette gave me a link to it. Let me just check out the link. There you go. Okay, so this is called a Momose Guitar Show Special MTBC 21. So this is okay. So it's relatively new. This is last year, 2021 WSE. So it's a, what is it called? This is a Deep Ocean Blueburst matte. Yeah, this is matte, right? This is matte finish. So this is a Deep Ocean Blueburst. Okay, let's see. This costs about 4,002 Sing dollars, which is quite okay actually. You know, for the quality and look. Hey Siri. How much is 4,002 Singapore? Sorry. Hey Siri.
What would you like to convert into dollars?
4,200 Singapore dollars to US dollars.
What would you like me to convert $4,200 to?
US dollars.
$4,200 is 3,125.
So 3,125. 3,125 US dollars for this. Okay, let's go through the specs. Okay, so this is a Poplar body. Oh no, sorry, this is a burl Poplar top. So that's interesting. So this is a Poplar top with an outer body, two-piece outer body. Yeah, I can see it. Right, can you see this? Yeah, it's a two-piece outer body. Flame, yeah, this is a flame maple neck. All right, really nice flame. Okay. Fingerboard is a Madagascar rosewood. Really nice. I like the pores. Yeah, they're like a bit like normal, the Indian rosewood, almost like the Indian rosewood. Different texture though, different color. Bone nut. So these are the Gotoh tuners. I was correct. So these are stainless steel. Yeah, stainless steel frets. My God. Yeah, medium, jumbo, I think. Okay, so Esther was correct. This is the Mojo Tone ATQ60 tally, right? So this is a Mojo Tone, and this is the ATQ60 tally. Three-way selector switch. Very interesting switch though. Not like the normal tally switch, right? Almost like a Les Paul kind of thing. Smaller than a Les Paul. 25.5-inch scale length. Nut width of 42 mm. Hey Siri, how much is 210 millimeters in inches?
2 millimeters is
No.
0.07
Hey Siri,
inches.
how much is 210 millimeters in inches?
210 millimeters is 8.27 inches.
Ah, interesting. So you have a fret radius of 8.27 inch. That's like in between a 7.25 and a 9.5. Yeah, like in between. Interesting. Yeah, it's about that. And also, yeah, simple. This is strung with 0/10s. We have a Momose custom built guitar etch in the back, in the neck plate. Nice. Really beautiful guitar. Alright, so what yeah, sure, tie in. The neck, yeah, the neck, nice. C shape, really nice. This is the tally that John needs. Hi, Jodix, how are you? Do I need another tally? No, I don't need another tally. Michael MC, what's your go-to acoustic? Is it the Taylor GS Mini? Okay, the thing is that I'm at two frames of mind every time when I want to buy a guitar or when I want to use a guitar. So when it comes to recording, I would use the Martin D35. That's my go-to. And for a different tone, I would use my old Taylor 510. So I'll probably have one on one side, you know, when I'm recording acoustic guitars. Sometimes I'm just plain lazy, so I just record like the Martins, you know, on 2 tracks or whatever, and I just use Martin, the D35, on all the acoustic guitar parts. But sometimes I just want a different texture, so I would use the 510s. The 510s has a more refined tone to it. The Martin has a more bell-like tone to it, so they have their own different characteristics. When it comes to live playing, I would gravitate towards my Enya T10, which I think is a great guitar to play live because of the Arabex anthem. Great guitar to play, easy to play, and sounds great. You know, so that's the one that I would gravitate to. Is nowadays when I do live work, I would use that T10. Before the T10 came around, there was the Taylor GS Mini, which I love too. I love the guitar too. It's easy to play, easy to carry around, but it's lacking on certain things. Like it doesn't have the fullness, you know, of a T10. You know, even its OM size it sounds more fuller than the GS Mini. Sure, Esther. Nice flaming on the back too. I mean, I like the neck. Yeah, I like the flame maple neck. It's really nice. It's not so pronounced as some maple necks are, but I kind of like the subtlety of it. It's like, yeah, it's got its own thing. My Siri also has been activated. Double Rock, the body looked like a slab of marble. Yeah, it does. It does look like a Italian marble. Yeah. Very interesting. Siri loves John's playing. This is okay. It seems as though you are in the guitar layer, and I love it. What's my favorite string gauge? 0/10. I have another guitar outside which is very interesting, but it's a bit too big to bring in. It's another V shape. It's another Explorer. Nice looking. Yeah, just watch out for the review. I'm beginning to love how the Explorer is. Like I said, it's all about the attitude. You know, once you strap on an Explorer, it just plays differently. And you know, acoustically, it sounds nice too. One more say. So the Divisor guitar group is a bunch of where they're a company that employs certain luthiers, mostly based in Japan. So the heavyweight guitars are from Divisor. So is Momose. So the Momose is the electric guitar. Anyway, in case you're wondering, this is a. Do I still have batteries left? Oh, I do. Cool. So you have 3 switches here, or you can kind of select how intense you want the massage to be. These are like air pocket, they kind of pump air, but they're kind of designed to levitate soreness in your hands, especially for those of you who does long hours of work with your hands. And then you have a heater. Now you can kind of adjust how hot you want it. It's not really that hot, you just have a little bit of a heat there to kind of stimulate blood flow, and that's about it. So you can charge this through USB, take it everywhere you go, and it's really relaxing actually. I think I fell asleep once. I fell asleep once with this in my hands, and I think a typical amount of time for one of these massages is like about 10 minutes. Yeah, about 10 minutes. So they don't recommend you doing this too long. Interesting. What? 10 Tuesday again. Thank you, Bear. Yeah, thank you for the coffee. Thank you so much. So in case you guys are wondering, you can buy me coffee if you want to. There's a super chat thing somewhere. Yeah. If you don't buy me coffee, you can always do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm open up for questions, so ask away, okay? Yes, Bear. John, have you used the direct out of the Orange M? If you have, what are your thoughts? I did a couple of times. All right, so I gotta be honest with you. The DI out, you need a XLR cable, right? So it's not gonna be on a 1/4 inch, and of course the IRs for this is designed by Orange M, and there's only one sound, so it's supposed to no, there are 2 actually. One is open back and close back, so it's designed to sound like one of the orange caps. On the initial use, I found it to be a bit digital sounding, so you have to kind of EQ. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that it sounds really radically different from what you're hearing from the speakers here. So this is a combo. So what you're hearing just now is from the speaker. It's picked up by this USB mic. So when I first used it, I was using the same setting that I was using for the speaker, for the physical speaker. So when you're using the DI out, you got to like EQ it differently, or else it's going to sound really digital. And that includes the clean channel as well as the dirty channel. And if you can't EQ it correctly, yeah, it works. In fact, it works beautifully. Yeah. How much is this? This is like, I don't know, it's about, how much did I pay for this? About $90, I guess. It's about 70 US, give or take. Let me check. Yeah, it's about 96, so it's about what, 70, 75. You can hear the end, you can hear the model. The model inside, moving. Can you hear it? Yeah. Ah, thank you, Esther. Thank you for a coffee, darling. And thank you for your information about the pickups. Hi, Big Cole. Why is a price-friendly tube amp? Super Crash. Not expensive at all, actually. Yeah, really quite affordable. Scooter, do any of you older gentlemen players have any issue with weakening thumbs, painful thumb joints, or I'm the only one with this issue? Scooter, have you tried like supplements like fish oil and stuff like that, or curcumin? Chris Boo, do you think the Japanese make the best guitars? I've not had a bad one yet from Japan, and I can't say the same thing. You can't say the same thing for the US. Yes, I think I agree, Chris. They were not always the best. All right, I've seen some Japanese made guitars that are quite shabbily done, but especially like from the 80s onwards, yeah. I mean, most of the Japanese made guitars are like perfect guitars. Like they are like so well made. It's incredible how they kept up that quality level. It's amazing. Good to hear that, Biko. Well, a couple of nice tube amps out there. The thing is, oh sorry, this is not a tube amp. My bad. The thing is, whether do you need a tube amp? Nowadays, the technology has come to its level where you can actually duplicate a tube amp by using JFET transistors, and this is a good example. So the Super Crush sounded great. If you were to kind of like listen to it from afar, you would think that this is a tube amp. It is not a tube amp. This is JFET. And of course, there is the Tone Master from Fender, where they have two iterations. They have the Deluxe and the Twin Reverb, and these are all like transistors, but they sound identical to their tube counterpart. So it's quite amazing. The technology has come this far, Oh, excuse me. These days, I tend to sleep really early. I would have gone to bed right now, actually. I wake up like kind of early in a way, like 10 a.m. And I don't know, I seem to be like needing more sleep. I don't know, maybe I have sleep apnea. I don't know. So I think I'm just lacking of exercise. I need to go out there and cycle, which I haven't for the longest time because of the weather. Mm. Hey Siri. She fell asleep. Hey Siri. Am I too loud?
The current volume is 75%.
She don't get it. My current volume is 75%. That's pretty loud. Hi, Dwight. I'm so happy to hear you. It's been a long time since I had time off from IKEA. Will you be touring soon? And as an old guy, I sleep a lot. We need sleep, I think. Sleeping is one of the things that we thought was a luxury, but it's not. It's a necessity. We need sleep. I don't think I can function well without sleep. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question. What's the longest period of time that you have without sleeping? You know, how many hours were you like sleep deprived? Hi, George. Yes, I go to Wayne, Singapore Luther. Yeah, Wayne, which I featured quite a number of times in the live stream. Jaludin, hello, how are you? It's 6 in the afternoon. Oh, okay. Hey, Albert. How are you? Good? 2 days. So 48 hours? Okay. Anyone else? Albert, I think the Europeans made the best guitars. You think so? It depends. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some really nice guitars. Yeah. Have you tried 21 days just eating meat? I have arthritis and tried everything vegetarian, vegan. I tried meat, real butter and egg. I'm pain free and remove myself of tons of medication. Wow, that's interesting, Devil. Esther, 72 hours. My good lord. That's 72 hours is like what? 4 days? Why are you doing that in 72 hours, 4 days, right? Hey Siri. What is 72 divided by 24?
72 divided by 24 is 3.
So 3 days. You gone without sleep for 3 days. Cool. Scooter, 24 hours, don't sleep in the military. Alright. 15 hours when I was sick. Dwight. Albert, 1 to 2 days when I was in Europe. Wow. Big Cole, 4 days and I was loopy. Wow. What were you doing for 4 days without sleep? 4 days without sleep is a mighty long time. Tyan Drifter, 3 days when I was 18. Nice. Right, so I was sleep deprived for 3 days. Yeah, so 72 hours, right? I was in the engineers, combat engineers, and we were building a bridge called a triple. In case y'all don't know, so it's a 4-day exercise. I remember, but I was young back then. I was like 20, 21, 20. So all of us were sleep deprived for 3 days. It was so dangerous because bridging parts weigh a whole lot, and I had a section mate who was injured because part of the transom came crashing down. So he was discharged from army there and then, yeah, that was the longest I've ever had spent time without sleep. 3 days. Jaludin, you're gonna buy your first strat soon. Wow, cool. Nice. Well, you got hypertension. Oh. Maybe practice for 4 days. 3 days, but was in battle. What battle? What battle? Were you in the military, Chris? Hi, Dharma. How are you? Where you from, Dharma? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Just makes me relax. I always use it on my left hand. I should start using it on my right. Which I will. Esther, that was back in university days. Battling my project submission and final presentations. What subject do you do in your university, Esther? Lee Sing-kin. Hi, Lee Sing-kin. Hi, Mr. John. When you travel for live shows... Oh, okay, Chris. Yeah, just... What's good to say? Thank you for your service. Which part of the world were you at, Chris? Mind if I ask? 3 days battle? Oh my God, that must be something. Yeah, I can't even imagine how hard it's gonna be. 3 days building a bridge is already like hard enough, you know. But 3 days in a battle is like something else. Sorry, Mr. Lee. When you travel for live shows, do you prefer Taylor's or Martin's acoustic guitar more for any personal favorite guitars, acoustics on the road? I don't have any preference. When it comes to live performances, you don't really pay much attention to. Well, I'm on the maximum setting right now. Okay, good. I don't have much preference for like any acoustic guitar when I go on the road, because what my emphasis would be on the pickup system that is on the acoustic guitar. So right now I have my N-Ear T10, so it's a cheap, well, not really a cheap, it's a really affordable guitar. It's about 1,000 odd Singapore dollars, and it sounds great, plays great. I got a great pickup system which came in together with the guitar, so the Arabex Anthem, and that's the one that I use for live. For the Martins and the Taylors, I leave it at home for my recording. Yeah. Big Cool, I just got a 2018 Gibson Silverburst. Wow. Ooh, nice. Hello, Mr. Murray, Martin Murray. Which part of England? Which part of England are you from? Thai Drifter, we were partying through and made music and lots of love, and I didn't even think about eating. Oh. Afghanistan. Okay, Chris. That must be tough. So are you out of service yet, or are you still in the army, or wherever you're from? Are you out of it, or are you know? Are you out of service? Scooter Bob's your uncle. But John, there's one thing I wanted to know since a long time ago, which is if it's okay to play guitar with tube amps in a HB flat without reporting by neighbors. Hi Jack. Oh, you got a new guitar? Cool. A Fender Fireball. Wow. Whoa. Dual humbuckers in it. Nice. I would love to see it. Anyway, coming back to you, Albert. No, it's not okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I live in a HDB flat. I got crazy neighbors on my left, a crazy neighbor right on top of me who starts assembling furniture, or God knows what they're assembling upstairs in the middle of the night at one time. And now they keep it to the minimum because I was shouting my head off. But occasionally you hear this guy's like, dropping a screw or a screwdriver and that irritate the hell out of me because I'll be woken up by that and I just can't get back to sleep. And then I have this neighbor in my life where they have a son. Well, I don't blame him. He has a sort of a social deficiency where he talks really loud, and he would make a whole lot of noise when he comes back. He'll start shouting at his parents, not in a disrespectful manner. That's the way he talks. And the worst thing is that when he walks across the corridor, he would speak in a really loud voice, and that will irritate us. But can't do nothing about it unless I move, which I don't want. So anyway, these are things that that will irritate me. Imagine a guy like you blasting his amps at odd hours of the day. It's not gonna be pretty. Nope. I used to have a neighbor back in my mom's house. I think he lives on the 9th floor, if I'm not mistaken. He played the drums, and he always played the drums at night. Not that late, about 8 o'clock to about 9. He would just whack the heck out of it. We would do some Led Zeppelin. I could hear traces of Kashmir in there somewhere. And he stopped after a while because the police came, and the neighbors downstairs complained because you know how it is, the vibration and everything. So having a tube amp in the house and blasting it is really socially irresponsible if you come and think of it. So at a acceptable volume, it's cool. Like, I just played my amp. It might sound like kind of okay to you, but it's pretty loud here, especially at this time. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Anyway. Have fun with the guitar, Jack. Double, full fat meat. The Lord killed the fated calf for the prodigal son who was eating the husk with the swine. Also reverse type 2 diabetes after decades of cigarettes and feeling young as a kid at 57. Nice, Double. So it's all beef, just meat. So no pork chop, just beef. Dharma Dambo Indonesia. Okay. It's nice to see you, and may always be. Oh, same to you. Same to you too, brother. Martin Murray, Northwest Lancashire. Wow. Okay. Must be cold right now. Big cold. Have you had a chance to play any of the Sharon acoustics? No, not yet. Yeah. Martin Murray, I just bought a Harley Benton CTS hollow body on the back of your review. Oh, good. It feels so good. Really nice. Are you enjoying it? All right, Chris. Good to hear. A big death, maybe a big help. I believe so. Yeah. But then maybe you should report your neighbors. No, I there was one time when I was woken up about 4 a.m. because there was this big thud, like someone just kicked over a cupboard, and it was like in the middle of the night, and it just woke me up. And I asked my wife, I said, should I go up and check? So I went up, and as I was going up, I can hear the mother talking to the son in Hokkien, in the dialect, in Chinese dialect, saying like, don't create problems, don't cause problems. And I guess he had a quarrel with his brother or something like that, and I think he kicked over the table or something like that. So I kind of knock at the window and I just ask, is everything okay? I'm more concerned about the lady that's in the house, the auntie that was in the house. I said, Auntie, are you okay? And the son opened up the door. This big boisterous guy. No, he's not really big size. This young boisterous guy, and he kind of shouted at me, "Go and sleep." Mind your own bloody business. Go back and sleep. I was about to answer him, but then he shut the door in my face. I was about to answer him, but you woke me up in the first place. And I was like contemplating on reporting him, to the police, but I decided not to do it because, okay, I'll just practice grace, right? So, and I think after that night, they stopped making noises in the middle of the night. I think they kind of knew that, like I was there, so I could just report them anytime if I wanted to, but I didn't do it. Yeah. What? Okay. So, where am I now? Oh, but maybe you should have a pair of studio monitors instead of amps. Yeah, studio monitors. Like I have a studio monitor here. You guys want to see my studio monitors, my setup in front of me? If you want, just let me know and I'll change cameras. But I'll do it right after this massage. So a studio monitor works if you have a sort of a soundproof room. So this place is pretty soundproofed, and I'll tell you how I do it on the cheap. And yeah, so I'm gonna explain to you what's happening in this room. If you guys are interested, if you're not, then we'll skip. So studio monitor helps. A pair of headphones does help. Yeah. Damien Davidson, any preference for a thin neck or a thicker neck? I would rather have a thin neck because less fatigue for me. But then again, some people will complain that a thinner neck would make them tired. So I guess different strokes for different people. For me, I'm fine with both. I am fine with a thick neck. But not too thick a neck. I'm fine with a thick neck as well as a thin neck. Yeah. Cohen Strop. Hi, Jonathan. What are your biggest musical influences growing up? Country music. Yeah. Not in the sense like what you're hearing these days. Country music like back in the '60s were like Marty Robbins and Glenn Campbell. Yeah, I mean like some of these guys like I like how it sounded like, and I think it kind of changed because I was hearing musicals too, and then Beatles came along, Rolling Stones, and kind of like all these are the earlier influence. But when I was starting to play guitar, there were a lot of West Coast music that I was really influenced by. And I mean heavily influenced by Lee Ratner, Larry Carlton, Jay Graydon, guys like Kenny Loggins back then, and Michael McDonald, Patty Austin, all these people, and Toto, that's the rock age, but they still had the West Coast thing going. And always been influenced by that kind of sound and the way the music is and the way it make me feel. And then on the back end you have the country rock, Eagles, Poco, groups like that, or even Linda Ronstadt. So these are all my major influences, not just guitar players, because I sing too, and I listen to a lot of vocalists too. And my all-time favorite female singer is Olivia Newton-John, not just by the way she looks hot, she still does look hot. I have always had a crush on her, but her voice is phenomenal. I find that she's way better than Celine Dion anytime. I just like the whole package. I just loves Olivia Newton-John. And as far as guys are concerned, male vocals, my go-to is always been Glenn Campbell. I always love the way he sounded, the way he sings, the way he delivers. So, yeah, I got a couple of favorite male vocalists, but Glenn Campbell has to be right up there. Alright, so where are we now? Where are we? Okay, Jack. I love my CTS Custom 24 Deluxe Harley Benton. I love pushing. Oh, cool. Yep, nice. Martin Murray not delivered yet, but I have a few HPs. Most have been very nice, so worth a punch. Yes. I have 2 HPs coming, but I don't know when. So they wrote back to me saying that they are ready to ship out now because they were so swamped during Christmas season. Connie, 100% John not growing up in China. No, I've been to China many times, countless times. No, I grew up in Singapore. Lee Sinkin, Mr. John, thank you once again for sharing your knowledge. Rock on always. You're welcome. because it was a good deal. The Jackson was worth less than the Gibson, and it didn't suit my type of playing. Yeah, yeah. Why? I mean, why should we keep a guitar when we don't play it often? I'd rather you trade a guitar or sell it and get something else. Dharma Dumbo, John, what do you think about PRS S2 standard set? I was confused by what? My first humbucker pickup, I always used a single coil Strat. I love the PRS S2 standard setting. I have too many guitars right now, so I would not go there. And I think if I were to get a PRS 2 standard, I would get the 22 frets. So they're discontinued 22s, no more 22s. So I wouldn't get the 24 because, I have my reasons. But as far as humbuckers pickups are concerned, you should give yourself this opportunity to try humbucker pickups instead of just sticking on to the single coils, because the thing about being a guitarist is that we are able to evolve with the different genres of music that we're playing. So if we were to stick with a certain pickup all the way through all different genres of music, then you're missing out on a whole lot of stuff, because different pickups will make you play in a different way. You know what I mean? So something to think about. Thick neck all the way. Yes, Scooter. Esther, yes, please share how you soundproof the room on a budget. Big hands. Albert, I was born there though. In China, Albert, or in Singapore? Ty Andrew, this Saturday you should get a okay. George Day, yeah, we'd love to know how you soundproof a HDB room and your studio setup. Steely Dan, yeah, yes, of course, Steely Dan. Yeah, this is part of my influence too. I love Larry Carlton. Big Cole, I love it. It's a keeper. I have a shot on YouTube. Not me playing though. Cool, man. I just want to ask how much. Dave Rock, yeah, all meat, John, but you must have 0% of fat. You won't get fat. I lost 4 stone. Wow. Oh, okay. So you're on that. What's that word? Where you're on a all meat diet. There's a word for it. There's a term for it. Some of my friends were going on that, and they actually lost weight. Yeah. Or you love the studio, but decided for the classic. Nice choice. Brian Boyd, I've always loved Oliver St. John cover of Blue Eyes. Yeah, I like that. She's got a whole lot of songs, and they're all good. Okay, so a sneak peek at what sort of gear I have. Let me just change my camera setup. How am I supposed to do this? Main. Oh, okay. So, video capture device. Okay. Webcam. Okay. All right. So let's give you some kind of a little bit of slack. Where this is enough. Can you guys see? Are you guys puking yet? All right. So, it's a bit blur. Let me just wipe it a bit. Okay. So these are my monitors. These are my powered monitors. All right. These are the Audix monitors that were made in the States, if I'm not mistaken. And then my CD, or rather my DVD collection. This is where my air conditioning is. Right, that's the one that's making a whole lot of noise. But then you can see that I have soundproofed the rest of it with some kind of eggshell kind of foam thing. Have the same thing over here where the windows are. Can you see this? All right. So these are all on the window itself, on the window pane. And then I hang my guitars on top. So these are my three PRSs and my Nick Johnston is here, so they kind of like add a further level of sound absorption, so to speak. And then from the back, you can see all these guitars that are hanging. These are like really nice natural bass trap, which works really well. And then on my door, so you can see the door, it also has like a soundproofing done on it, right there too on the side of the wall. But the best part is I hang two guitars there, so this acts as a further absorption. And that's about it. I don't even have anything on the ceiling. There's no like. I was thinking of getting one, but I don't think I need it because I have enough absorption going around the room, right? And then I have a carpet for my floor. Again, nothing here. It's basically where all my stuff is at. The fan is there just in case I don't want to turn on my air conditioner too long. And that's about it. Okay, so this is my tabletop, really messy. This is all my outboard gear. Alright, yeah, I'm a really messy person, you know. Yeah, that's about it. So I hope you get something out of this. You don't have to spend a lot of money on soundproofing if you kind of like utilize what you have around. And I'm always been like that because I don't believe in like, you know, getting, unless I really need it, or if I can make do with what I have, then I just use them, you know. So I was afraid initially that, you know, the sun that you know that shines on the window might be a bit too hot for the guitars here, but no, it actually didn't make any difference because the room is kind of cool. And I come in here in the afternoon, and sometimes I'll just pick up one guitar and play, and they don't feel hot or anything like that. My tuning never runs, so I guess it's okay. Yeah. Jack Collins, Jonathan, my favorite country singers are with George Jones, Merle Haggard, wow, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. Yeah, I like all these guys, but you know they're a bit too heavy for me. Like, you know, the way they sound. I'm more of a tenor, so I like guys who are not too heavy, like, you know, on the lower frequencies. So I love the way they sing. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan actually of all these singers, but you know I tend to gravitate towards guys that have more of a tenor voice, you know, or a mid tenor voice. Atkins diet? I think so, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, Scooter. You're right. Atkins diet. Carnivorous. Keto, that's the word. Yes, right. Keto diet. Yeah. One Pro, do you think you will ever do any videos on how you create music tracks? No. Because I don't do music tracks, I actually do arrangements. So that's part of my work that I do. I don't do backing tracks. Well, occasionally I do for some of my reviews, simple ones, not the intricate ones. When I do arrangements, it would take me a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days, because I gotta plan the parts out, you gotta play all these parts and everything. So it's a bit of a tedious affair, and yeah, that's my work anyway. You want to go on a burrito diet? So do I. Yeah, I mean, the bags are okay, but the bags will accomplish nothing unless you stuff something inside, like, you know, anything, like, you know, cotton wool, used clothes, or stuff like that. If you have a lot of empty bags, that will help. Big Cole, you use your space well. Oh, I do. Every nook and cranny, I will find a way to stuff something in. Call P. George Day, thank you, John, for sharing. Using existing gig bags as soundproofing is a great idea. Oh, it is. Jim Crochet, oh man, I love him. I love the way he writes, the way he sounds. Yeah, it's a shame, you know, he passed away too early, too young. But all these bags are not empty. These are all like there are guitars in it, so it it serves its purpose. Yeah. Merrill Haggard should be acceptable. His voice is not as deep as Johnny Cash. Yeah. You know who I like? I always like England Dan. You know. So England Dan is from England Dan and John Ford Coley. But England Dan got one of the loveliest voice I ever heard. And I'm actually very influenced by him too. So he's close second to Glenn Campbell. England Dan. Cohen Strop, another silly question. If you could only choose 3 pieces of music albums with you, which would they be? And would it include classical music? Interesting question. Only 3 pieces of album? 3 albums? I would get Oliver Newton-John. Right. What's the album called? Don't Stop Believing. Yeah, I would get that album from her. And then I would get there's an album by Glenn Campbell which I absolutely love. Not really well known. I forgot the title of the album. That's one album that I would get. And it's funny that you mentioned classical music because I love string music. I love orchestration. I don't know, maybe I'll get I don't know. I don't really hear a lot of well, there's an album that I really like. You know what? I would get Alan Parsons Project. Yeah, one of the Alan Parsons album. Maybe which album is it? Prime Time or something like that? Or is it the other one? I don't know. I forgot a title for it. But there's one album that has a lot of orchestration and the great guitar playing of the guitarist in Alan Parsons Project. I forgot his name. Yeah, that album would be something that I would bring along. Although there might be another album. I don't know. I'm not too sure. There's just too many albums that I love. I couldn't make up my mind. It's pretty iconic that now as a prog metal fan, I used to listen to all kinds of stuff. Well, it's good to listen to all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I mean, don't shortchange yourself by just listening to one genre of music. Always be open to other stuff. Hi, King. How are you? James Blunt voice? Yes, I have. I like it. I like it, Skur. Albert, I will bring a Goldberg variation record first. Fabian Techmeyer. Hey, John. Greetings from Germany again. Hi, Fabian. Steve Wellhart. Do you listen to any progressive rock metal, any solo artists? I don't really. Actually, I don't listen to all this. Yeah. I don't know. It's probably because of the work that I was doing and the preference that I have. I'm basically a pop guy, but old school pop. I'm basically a pop guy, a country guy, a rock guy, West Coast. I don't really listen to. Well, maybe I do. I forgot the name of the group. Yeah. The singer just passed away. What's the group called? I know, I'm tired. I can't remember the name of the group anymore because I don't listen to them a lot. Yeah, Dream Theater. Yeah, Dream Theater is a group that I listen to and which I really dig. And that's about it. So, oh, there's another one. Muse. I like Muse. Yeah, I like the music. Yeah, a bit weird though. I like Tim. Yeah, Andy Timmons is a great guitarist. What? Meatloaf just passed away yesterday? Oh man. No, I'm not a metalhead. No way. Brian Boyd, my man, you love Ronnie Milsap? So do I. I'm a fan. Yeah, I have almost all of his albums. I just love the way he writes. The first song that I fell in love that was written by him was "Smoky Mountain Rain." Yeah, I just love the feel of that song. So well written. Cohen struck for me. It would definitely include a Beethoven piano concerto and perhaps okay, that's a good choice by Steely Dan, Asia, and perhaps Breakfast in America by Supertramp. But yes, you are right. There's so many good things. Yeah, too many. How about Dan Fogelberg? Yes, I am a fan. Yeah, I love Dan Fogelberg. First song I ever heard, I guess most of you would probably know, is the leader of the band. But my absolute favorite is The Same Old Lang Syne. I love that song so much. It's just the lyrical content in that song is like something else. Yeah, I get inspired by the way he writes, and that influenced my songwriting too in many ways. So I tend to write stories in my songs. So that's inspiration for me. Bear, there is a show on YouTube called Your Music Live that plays unsigned artist music today at 1 p.m. USA Mountain Time. Fun time. Cool. I was watching the Grand Ole Opry the other day. It was fun. It's a couple of new artists, and they're good. They're all good. All great musicians. Commodores, yes, of course. I love Commodores. First song that I listened to Commodores was a song called Machine Gun. Remember that? Machine Gun. And I was like 12, 13. I'm going, wow, this is so cool. King Charm, good. And there are many assignments on my final year project waiting for me in a few months. Whoa, okay. And Big Cole, I have a question for you. My right hand. Yes, what about your right hand? Fabian, when I talk about great guitar players, it's nice to mention Nuno Bettencourt. Yes. You're right. He's a great guitar player too. What? My right hand is golden. My left needs some work. What? I don't get you. I don't get you, Big Cole. Kenny Loggins is some great stuff. Very folky. Yeah, and after that he went to that that pop thing, Steve. He went to from Footloose, he went to Forever, the song Forever, and a whole lot of stuff. And I like that part, that period, because it was so great. It was like very groundbreaking in a way. And the guitar player that was playing for him was phenomenal. I forgot what his name is. I knew that Steve Lukather played on the song Forever, but there was an album before that, High Flyer, if not mistaken, and great guitar parts. And it was played by this guitarist. I forgot the name. Yeah, his tremolo work is something else. And then after that, it kind of fizzled out. And yeah, but he's got great albums. Lionel Richie is a genius, obviously. Yeah, we all know that. Who? What? Shostakovich? No, I have not. Sorry. Zach, hi Zach. Alright. Scooter, take care. Night, Esther. Thank you for the coffee again. Do you know something else that I really like? Japanese music. So I'm a fan of some Japanese bands that was around back in the 80s, 90s. Number one was Of Course, the group called Of Course, and then Anjen Didai, Anjen Didai. Write great songs, And the lead singer is something else. He's a character, and he has a couple of solo albums, and they're all good, all great stuff. Not the typical Japanese thing. It's like, it's very heavily Western influence, Great guitar parts, great vocals. The guy can really sing, right? So, yeah, something else. Dmitri Sotaskovich. Oh no, I'm yeah, you know, great Russian composer. Cool. I think my the other guitarist that played with me on some of my live stream, Sebastian, he's very Nuno influence. Yeah, he loves Nuno. Brian Boyd, John Denver is another that I grew up listening to. He has some really great songs. Yes, John Denver is a great songwriter, a good country picker. Yeah. Big Cole, I pick right-handed and fret left-handed, right? And my left hand needs some work. Any exercise you suggest? This is the same thing that was brought up to me on one of my lessons last week. Sometimes we need to have coordination between our left and right. So try to do it slow, where you doing like all the say for example some of the exercises that I introduced a while back, where if you're using a pick, which obviously you are, I hope, and how you coordinate, like for example, the chromatic thing, like using all four fingers. So, how do you sync this right hand with your left? And you gotta take it slow, so up and down stroke. So, and then you kind of like go faster if you want to. And kind of work at it, and then after a while try doing across the street, which I can't do. I'm not that good a player, so do it slow, like what I would do. And you can like do it real fast, then hallelujah, I can't do it that fast, but this is one way to improve synchronization between the left and your right. And then when you're looking at it as a chord shape, like for example a D shape on an F, and looking at it, you can kind of like fret out all these notes that is in the chord shape. This is A shape. So this like I think the synchronization between the left and right is the bane of most problems that guitarists face, and I had that problem for the longest time, and it finally came to the realization that I need to synchronize my left and my right if I'm going to improve myself, and the other problem that we always have is that we tend not to do up down strokes, because there are certain things that you cannot do if you're just going like downstroke all the way. So it'd be great to have like up and down, so you can kind of like fit into that little syncopation that the passage requires. You know what I mean? So work around that, and there's always a way out. There's always a way out, because all the subdivisions are there. So if you're utilizing up and down, you are able to get around that. But as long as you're doing like downstrokes, there's only limitations. I hope that helps. Best song backing tracks. Hi. My favorite all-time band is Steely Dan. Nice. Alright, got 20 minutes and then I'm gonna go. Any more questions? You're welcome, Big Cole. Yeah, thank you for your coffee, Big Cole. Thank you. Have a beer. Devil. What's the name of the massage machines for my mother who has sore hands? Oh, I missed this, Devil. Okay, the brand. The brand is called Comfire. I'm gonna type it down. Hey, Bear. It's my pleasure. No, it's my pleasure. Okay, I just type it down so you can do a search. I think it's available in Amazon. You're not mistaken, yeah. And I think on Amazon, if you were to uh, uh, show them the receipt or whatever the receipt order or something like that, you have like 5 years guarantee or 3 years guarantee. You're not mistaken. So this is like $96. So usually you have a 1 year guarantee. Roland Rivera, what's your opinion on guitars with P90s? Never have played them myself, just curious. Oh, they're great. I had my doubts on P90s for the longest time until I played on one. I have my P90 on my PT Special, and I love it. Absolutely love it. The only thing you gotta live with the 60 cycle hum. If you're near a light source. But other than that, they are sweet sounding. They're like a slightly thinner version of a humbucker. You can think of it, and it has different tones, different characteristic to itself. Big Cole, does the orange have a good clean sound? Is it good with pedal? Oh yes, it does. You just heard me play on it, didn't you? I was playing this Momose on this on the clean sound. It sounds great, warm. And the tone. It doesn't have a 3-band EQ though, or even a 4-band EQ. It has a tone knob, and that tone knob is something else. It's quite ingenious. How they kind of like did it. Because as you sweep along, you have that different sound structure to it, like a scoop to a midish thing to a more neutral sounding. So pretty nice, and I think it takes pedals really well too. Yeah, I've used some pedals with this, and it's no problem. It has a send and return effects loop too, so your time-based effects, no problem. Fabian Techmai, have you checked the PRS Chris Robertson from last week? Amazing guitar. Really? No, I don't want to check it. Thank you, Fabian. No, thank you. I think I bought too many guitars, too much guitars last year. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy any more guitars this year. You hear it today, right? So I'm not gonna buy any more guitars this year. Sure, Devil. Now it probably will help for those who have arthritis or I don't know, like some of the old folks will have like or some women have like really cold hands. That's because of the blood flow, and this will help, especially in cold weathers like you guys are having right now. Like I said, though, it has a heater in it, but it's not too much. It's not that warm or hot. It's just a nice warm feeling to it, and that's about it. But it's the massaging that really helps. Any more questions? Oh, there you go. Cohen Strobe. Are you familiar with Bill Bruford, UK? Alan Holdsworth, yes, I'm familiar with. I like Alan Holdsworth. I like his approach. I'm gonna find out the guitarist's name in Alan Parsons' project. He's a great guitarist, you know. He's pretty well known actually. There you go. I got him. Ian Banson. That's him. Great guitar player. You know, if you guys can check out his playing, he's so good. So melodic. Thomas Metals and if you should do a tour video of David's guitar if you have not. Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, if you guys are into it, I will do a video and maybe, hopefully, can get Jenna to say something, which I doubt. She's so shy. Yeah. Yeah, Big Cole, you take care. Gerard Harper, I'm planning to do an option order. Custom order GNL S500. Not a question, but I don't have anyone else to tell that will understand my excitement. Well, I'm excited for you, Jared. The fact of the matter is that I nearly did the same thing like you, but not on an S50, but on a Skyhawk. I wanted to do a custom order for a Skyhawk. I just wanted a different finish and different pickups. I wanted two humbuckers instead of the MFD pickups that they have. So I love the Skyhawk's body because it reminds me of my Luke, and I wanted a rosewood fretboard, you know, so different finishes and everything. So, but then again, before I could even start doing the order, COVID-19 hit, and I got to shelve that plan because it's gonna cost me a sum, you know. I'm excited for you, Jared. Davo Rock, have you tried IK Multimedia MTM iLouds near field monitors yet? No, I'm not. I actually have an opportunity to head on down to this place in Singapore called Cinemex, where they have really nice monitors, you know. And the boss, Simon, he's a nice guy, you know. I've known him for years. He kind of like took me a tour on some of the monitors, and they're not expensive. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I mean, monitors like that would set you back a tidy sum 10 years before, but I guess everything just kind of like became more affordable now, probably because some of them are made in China, but the technology is still, you know, very much so proprietary to the company that owns them. But great monitors, and I'm like what I'm hearing, and if ever these two monitors conked out, if they do ever conk out, you know, I know that I'm able to manage to get, I will be able to get an almost similar kind of standard monitors from Cinemex or from anywhere else, you know, at a reasonable price. So that's the comforting thought. Cohen, yeah, I listened to Alan Parsons in high school 30-odd years ago. And Brian Boy, one of my all-time favorite guitar players is Phil Keaggy. Yeah. Christian guitar player. Nice. I don't listen to him a lot. But I know he's been around, but I don't listen to his music a lot. You know? Fabian Techmai, I sometimes find it difficult in the high registers, for example, from fret 16 to hit the tone cleanly. Okay, so I don't know how to help you here because it's a matter of practice. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say something to you since you guys are around here. So, hey, look, there are 30 of you guys up here. Just hit the like button if you can. So I'm gonna give you a tip, especially for guitars with a tremolo arm. Like I just did a review for the Edwards ESP, the ESP Edwards Strat, the blue Strat. So we're gonna have like string tree. So the string tree has always been the problem, you know, most of the time, apart from the nut if it's not cut properly. Like this is a Telecaster, so even on a Telecaster, you know, they managed to get some really nice, mostly as soft fit. The Divisor company has it soft fit to put in a really nice string tree. Now, these are nice string trees. And lock-in tuners, you know, which I think is a bit overkill, but you know, nevertheless, you know, yeah. But string trees, very important. If you guys are using a lot of tremolo and finding it hard to stay in tune, change that string tree to a Tusk, or better still, if you have the funds, get yourself a set of staggered lock-in tuners and then take out the string tree, and you don't have you're gonna eliminate one fraction or one cost of detuning problems. You know, like I said, most of the time on a tremolo equipped guitar, the problem is either the string tree or the nut. Yeah. So if you feel that the nut is cut properly and there's not much problem in the nut, you know, it's always the string tree. Because what happened was, I was playing on this blue Strat, right? This Edwards Strat, and for the initial part of the song that I was playing, I was finding it hard to keep in tune because every time I bend, you know, it would just get stuck somewhere, and I would not, you know, it would be flat, and I gotta like kind of wang the bar a bit to get it out pitch, and that was so frustrating. So after a while, I just kind of like gave up and took out the string tree, and whoa, it made a whole lot of difference. It was easier to play because, you know, it just kept in tune. So string tree, just remember. My Logify. Davo, I just got mine. I was listening to you earlier. They're magic. I got them for 620 euros. New phase correction is Britland and simple. Every home should have a pair. It's okay about the monitors. Wow, 620. It's not too bad. Ah, Jean-Luc Ponty. Yeah. Cool. You know, there's so many music that I have not listened to, that I've missed out, that slip in the crack. You know, Jean-Luc Ponty is one of them. You know, I don't actually have any of his albums. I should start looking and searching for it. Like, you know, recently I just come across a couple of albums that I never like listened to before and bought the albums on iTunes. And these are all really like old albums, but I love it, you know. I mean, the best thing to have for a string tree is a Tusk string tree, and the fact is, no string tree is better than any string tree. So, yeah. Sometimes it's kind of hard because you want to keep the aesthetic of the guitar, like, you know, like on a traditional Stratocaster, you know. If it's a traditional 50s Stratocaster, you want to keep that traditional tuners. You know, you don't want to change it to a lock-in tuners. Although Goto, I know that Goto does have lock-in tuners in like a cruising style kind of setup. Most of the time, you would just want to keep the aesthetic to it, and most of the 50 traditional Strat will have string trees, and I would change that, you know, as fast as possible. And if I really want to use that traditional Strat for my live work, I would change everything. I would change it to a staggered locking tuner and take away the string tree, and I'm easy. Excuse me. Yeah, and I'm set. I don't have to worry too much about tuning anymore. Like what I did for my Nick Johnston. Nick Johnston plays in tune perfectly all the time. It's one of my favorite guitars to play because it just stays in tune. It stays in tune the best so far. It's the best in tune guitar on all my arsenals, in all my guitars, except maybe the PRSs, right? It stays better in tune than the Custom 22, right? Because you gotta compare guitars with tremolo arm. It does. Taste of passion? Okay. Thomas Meadow, what do you think artists like Steely Dan and Jean-Luc Ponty and Mahavishnu Orchestra were so popular in the 70s with the jazz elements that would never become a mainstream sound now? Because people were dying to check out new stuff. And when these guys came along, well, Steely Dan's been around for a long time, and Steely Dan's got a kind of sound to it, like a New York sound, a New York kind of vibe. But Jean-Luc Ponty with his jazz influence and even what's the other guy called? What's his name? Man, I forgot his name. Great guitar player. John McLaughlin, right? When these guys came out, people were like looking for new stuff. They were like, experimenting with sitars and some Indian elements to it, and yeah, it became like a novelty for a while, and became big after a while. So these days, guys are, people are just so complacent to hearing Taylor Swift and hearing all this Rihanna and all, and they're just so like, so complacent about it. They don't want to hear anything else that is new. Because everything is old for them right now. Because back then, whatever they are doing was all new. Like, whoa, everybody goes like, when you first heard Jimi Hendrix, everybody go, wow, what is that? So back then things were much simpler and much naive in a way, very innocent. So we kind of woke up to the fact that there are a lot of elements of music that is available. But these days, we all been there, done that in a way. So the younger generation has probably heard some of this stuff from their dad's collection in the car or their home. So for them, it's like nothing new. For them, it's like old music. Yeah. So that's the reason why. That's nice. Okay, I gotta go. I'm falling asleep even as I sit down here. This is my 4th cup of coffee today. Yeah, so you guys haven't checked out the latest video on the ESP Edwards. Go check it out after this, I'll say my goodbyes to you guys. But before I go, as usual, let's just say a short prayer, all right? I thank you, Jesus, for tonight. I thank you for my brothers and my sisters who popped in today and kept me company. Lord, I just pray that, Lord, you'll watch over all of them. Stay close with them, Lord. There'll be times when they would need help. And, Lord, when they call out for you, Lord, I'm sure that you'll be there to help them. But in the meantime, Lord, give them peace that surpasses all human understanding. Give them protection, they and their family. Watch over them, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. You're so good to us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you, Cohen. Thank you guys for keeping me company on this Saturday morning, sorry. Yeah. So I hope you guys keep yourself safe and warm. Devil, Tony Franklin said, if you want to stay in tune, use a fretless bass. Yeah, right. That's coming to that topic. I have yet to try a fretless guitar. Yeah, that will be something to look out for. Have you guys checked the video on the capo or the capo? Should go and try it. Go and watch it. It's really informative. If you're doing a lot of songwriting, that. Thank you, Davo. Guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Chinese New Year is coming around the corner. So we're gonna do the usual thing. Chinese reunion dinner. I'm gonna head out to my in-laws. Both my parents are gone, so I have to head out to visit my mother-in-law. Yeah, and spend a couple hours with her, pay my respects, and then. But what usually happens on Chinese New Year is that the kids will come over. Well, my eldest daughter anyway. My eldest daughter and my son-in-law will come over on that day itself in the morning, and it's really interesting because they would kneel in front of me and my wife Dora, because we are traditionalists. Tradition. So the kids will all take turn and they will kneel in front of us, and we would give them ampao, red packets filled with money. So, and they would just kind of like give their blessing on to us, and we would at the same time give our blessing to them. And that's the traditional Chinese New Year. We call it 拜年, right? So that will happen in the morning, and after that we will all head down to my mom-in-law's place, and then we'll probably eat lunch there. And I would do the same thing to my mom-in-law. I would kneel in front of her, give her my ampao because she's my elders. She's my elder, so I gotta give her ampao. And okay, this red packet thing is kind of interesting because you only give to those who are not earning, like for example students or single people. You will give ampaos to them. But if they're married, especially your daughters who are married, they're supposed to give it to you. So I've been receiving ampaos for the last 3 years, so that's a welcome change from my eldest daughter. So this is what happens on Chinese New Year, and after that it's just back home and rest. I'll probably do a video that day. Another interesting thing that happened is the day before Chinese New Year, which is the eve of Chinese New Year, where we have a reunion dinner, just like the Christmas dinner that you guys have. Reunion dinner means we come together as a family and we have a meal, and mostly good stuff. And I used to have my sister, who would drop by on reunion dinners. But this year she's not coming because she's not vaccinated. She refused to be vaccinated. And I called her like yesterday or the day before. I called her, and she was saying that she was afraid to get vaccinated because she has a spine problem, and she's afraid that the vaccination would affect the spine and the nerves. And I said, no, but have you checked with your GP, with a doctor? And she said she will. So she couldn't come, and she doesn't want to come. And I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna miss her. Anyway, I just hope that she will get vaccinated soon, that she get all these things squared away. Yeah. Hi, Chris. Yeah, I mean, my own mother is in heaven, so she would really be impressed if I cook for her. Nah. Hongbao, yeah, that's right, hongbao. And it's kind of poignant because, yeah, every Chinese New Year you don't get to see certain people because they have grown old and they passed away. It's always good to have reunion dinners, where we can get together and count our blessings that we still have a family to have a meal with, and we'll ask and talk and have just basically enjoy each other's company. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, if you're Chinese, have I'm gonna wish you guys a 新年快乐, right? If you're not Chinese, same thing. 新年快乐, Happy New Year. May the Lord's blessing be upon you. May He watch over you, always, right? Okay, I gotta go. So I'm gonna sleep. Hopefully, I can sleep. Oh no, I can't sleep because I just downloaded, or rather, I bought the game Red Redemption 2. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a game for the longest time, and the game was released in 2018. So I finally pulled the trigger because it was an offer. It was really affordable. So I think Red Redemption 3 is coming up in 2023. And I'm a sucker for westerns. I love cowboys and cowboy films and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I'll just play on it for a couple of hours and try to head on this bed after that. You guys take care. Bye-bye.